Hello and welcome along and welcome back to Frühling. We are going to be getting this field done with the canola today, and this is field 12. So we're going to get this all planted and rolled in, and that's our priority. On top of that, I also want to make sure that our cows and our horse and our sheep and basically all of our animals are ready for us to be a little bit hands-off during the harvest over the next couple of months. So we did the cows last time. We're just going to go through the rest of the animals and make sure that those are good as well. Look at that nice straight seeding. And I'm not too worried about having the stones in here. Most of the stones on this field are small and will roll in. So they're not going to do too much wear to our equipment's paint. I'm also not too worried about our equipment's paint, to be honest. Right, and so yeah, we're going to sort our animals out today. We're going to get ourselves in a position so that when we start in October and our other crops become ripe, we are able to just get those 3 fields cleared, harvested, and turned around as quickly as possible, because we want to get the winter wheat in. And we're going to be doing that on field 8. As I said before, I think we're going to be looking at possibly a new crop this year, or even simplifying things. It kind of depends on how well the corn does for us. But at the moment, the sunflowers are a definite wanting to do next year. It might be nice to do a root crop. Unfortunately, we have just missed out on a root crop harvester. But actually, thinking about it, we do have the need for our horse to have some root crops. So it might be wise to do a field of root crops and see how we do. We missed out on that last time because we basically straight up sold the sugar beet, and as a result, we ended up forgetting to put any in for the horse. So yeah, we've got some options, and things should go fairly smoothly over the next couple of months. Pretty much as smoothly as this seeding is going. I'm very pleased with this seeder. It is a very, very good piece of kit. One thing I was pleased to discover when I picked up my seeder was that it was full of seed. So we are in a really good position. By the time we need to refill this, we will probably be at a point where we'll have some more money coming in. There should be enough seed to not only get the canola done on this field, but also get the wheat done on the other field, on field 8. So I'm quite happy about that. That's going to be a really, really good thing for us. It may even be enough seed for us to go and do everything to get all of our crops done. Of course, we need to plant the sunflowers with the other seeder, and in fact, that's the thing about the if we were to do a root crop like the sugar beet, is we have a seeder already that we can do that with. The other small seeder that we use, or planter, sorry, that we use for doing the sunflowers will also do sugar beet, and that just branches the farm out a little bit. The only thing that I would have a possible issue with is exactly where I would store a load of sugar beet. Although sugar beet is one of the few crops that actually hits its best price around the time that you harvest it. So that might not be such a big issue. I really like this Cylon. This is an absolutely fantastic tractor. I'm really hoping either it makes an early transfer over to Farming Simulator 25, or I'm able to do a conversion on it. It's not a DLC, this, so should be able to get it converted across. And that might be quite nice, I think, to have this across in FS25 as a nice early starting tractor. So we might have a look at that. We might see. I'm looking for a tractor. So I want to do a tutorial in FS25 on how to convert mods from previous versions. This tractor might be a really good example of a mod to do that with. So yeah, we might see early days if we can get this as an example of how to convert something over. And oh wow, I'm gonna have to re-go over that last row. I didn't quite get myself far enough over when I was seeding that. So we'll just go back down here and make sure that this strip gets seeded as well. But all in all, yeah, I want to see this Xylon in FS25, so might see if I can get it over there. Last little section, and that will finish this field off. So let's lift that up and turn it off. All nicely seeded. Oh, we might have a couple of patches maybe on the edge and along that edge, so I might just make sure those get all filled in. But otherwise, we need to head back to the farm and go and grab the rollers and get these canola rolled in. And it's only coming up to 10 o'clock. So still plenty of time today. Maybe, well, if we can get everything sorted on our farm, we might even be able to get some extra cash in with a little contract today. But to be honest, I just want to get the farm ready so that when we hit the rest of the harvest next month, we can just sail through to the end of the year. Took a little while to clear up the messes that I had around the field where I'd missed bits, but that is all done now, and we can park up the seeder here. We want to change this over to wheat for when we pick it up next time. There we go, and then drop it down. And there we are, disconnected. It's yeah, it's a process. This very much is a case of going around making sure that we can do everything that we need to do on the farm. Still looking at getting that skid steer possibly. It really depends. I would like a small tractor or a skid steer, something that definitely helps us around the farm. Today in the shop, there really isn't anything that helps us around the farm. There's the universal bucket that goes on, I think, on the little Volvo BM wheel loader, which that in itself wouldn't be the end of the world, although it's not that maneuverable. I don't think it's very expensive, though, that bit of kit. Right, back up to the field. We want to unfold our rollers. And then we can just go around and roll this whole thing. Now, I probably should use the other tractor for this, because as we know, the maneuverability on the Xylon isn't great, and so our turning circle is not good, as evidenced by the fact that I can't even line the rollers up properly. But I think we'll be fine. So let's drop that down. And I think what I might do is lift at the ends, make my turn, line myself back up, rather than making a load of mess. You probably wouldn't lift these rollers all the time, but on here, I think it makes sense for us to do it that way. So we get to the end of the row, and then we'll lift those, and I'll try and maneuver the whole thing round. So yeah, you can see why even doing this isn't great. It's because the distance with the rollers is so short between the back of the tractor and the rollers compared to where the wheels are on the front of the tractor. So it means that the rollers will always turn more sharply than the tractor does. And of course that just causes issues in maneuverability. But I think we got round there all right. And we're into our second row rolling. I'm not too unhappy with that. That seems to be pretty good. Of course, what all that extra maneuvering means is that this is going to take longer, and we are already sort of 10 past 11 in the morning. So we will continue on and try and get this rolled as quickly as possible. I've got this end of the field. I've actually got to watch out for the combine. We don't own that shed. I've never purchased it, but it would be a good place, I think, to store the combine during the winter. It would go very well, but because we don't own it, we can't open the doors, and it is of no use to us. So we'll have to see where we go from there with that, and then line this up here as best we can, back it up, and straighten things, which is a very important step to this. Otherwise, it causes all sorts of weirdness. And then once everything's straight, away we go again. Maneuvering around this combine is a little bit annoying, especially as, oh wow, the roller is so wide. So we need to try and straighten that up so that I can then back it round the other way. And then it goes and jackknifes like that, which is not helpful. But we're okay. We're doing all right. Let's get this around here. I have realized that the only crops we have left are the sunflowers and the corn. Neither of those are harvested with the header we have on the combine at the moment. So before tomorrow, before the next, before we move into next month, I need to make sure that we have the right head on the combine to head out with. Because if I don't, we're going to have an issue. Now, those are not medium weight stones. Yeah, there we go. You don't catch the stones quite right sometimes. They don't get rolled in. And worth just going back a little bit for that. Because we want to get rid of all the stones on this field if we can. There was a set of medium stones there, though. Those definitely went under the roller and did not go in. Were not rolled back. So, yeah, we've not got all small stones on here. Just majority small stones. Last row again, and for the most part, we've rolled all the stones in along with the canola. There's a few little areas you can see, though, that haven't rolled in, and I think that those are at least medium stones on here. Let's pick that up and fold it. And while that's folding up, yeah, we've got a couple of little yellow spots where I've missed a couple of bits, and the same is true of the rolling, but that is fine. It's more, if we turn all those off, we've got some medium-sized stones, and then in that bottom corner we have a small clump of large stones. So I actually quite like it like that, where majority of what we get in the field is small, and then there's a few larger ones. That, to me, makes sense as something that would happen. And then you eventually have to get a stone picker out when the stones, you just get too many of the larger stones on the field and they're causing a problem. So, yeah, I like that a lot. That's worked out quite well. So now I want to get rid of this, and we're going to go down. We're going to put the front loader on this, in fact, and we're going to go down and check out on the sheep and on our greenhouse, see what the situation is down there, and see if there's anything that needs moving or refilling or even selling. So looking at my animals, we've got a fair amount of wool kicking around down with the sheep, but they're not doing too bad. They could possibly do with a bit of food to keep them going. So we might stick a bale of hay on the forks that we've got. Meanwhile, our grass silage here, we need to deactivate that, and we need to deactivate that. I meant to check, do we have any milk with our cows? Only 1,490 liters, so we'll leave that for now. But down here with the lettuce, nope, we've got plenty of water. So really, what we need to do with this is get... I think I've got the wrong attachment on the front of this. I think we need to put the bale spike on instead. So let's just switch that over. Connect that on. And yep. And we'll take, I think we'll take a couple of bales of hay down there. We got plenty, and to keep the sheep going for a while would be quite useful. So just swirl around here. Wow, I say we got plenty. I think November's cut is going to have to be a hay cut, because yeah, once we take 2 of these, that leaves us with just 6 hay bales, and we could really do with some extras. We only use 1 hay bale at a time when we're doing feeding the cows, but the sheep I think could do with this quite nicely. We've got 9,000 liters here. This should be more than enough for the sheep. I end up kind of forgetting that the sheep are down here. Same with our greenhouse. Of course, these are all come with the farm. Let's spin this around. Oh yeah, look at all of that lettuce and all of that wool. That is going to be really, really good when we come to doing the selling. The thing is, we did learn last time that trying to load up with this tractor down here, though, can be a bit of a problem. All 9,000 liters went in there, and that will keep the sheep going for a good while. I'm very happy with that. So cows are good, sheep are good, and chickens are good, and our horse is pretty good. This is what I mean by needs a bit of root crops. That is, I think sorghum would do as that. Yeah, hay, oats, and sorghum. So we could, as our crop, rather than planting a root crop, we could plant some sorghum and do that 5% root crop with that. About 60% of the way through, we'll see how much our horse ends up being worth. But that is pretty good. I'm very happy with our progress today. The only thing I could think that we could do, and will get us ready for the harvest, is to get the combine back to the yard and get its header switched over, ready to crack on with the sunflowers next time. This combine is another mod that I'm not 100% willing to let go of with FS25. I really want to have my TX in the next game as well. Where are we going to put this header? I don't think we have a header trailer. Yeah, previously we've parked it over here. So just maneuver this round. I'm slightly amazed the combine fits in this yard. And that's why we've been storing the header in here, because we can actually fit the combine in here and then fit the header just along here. Yeah, this is where we've stored it, next to the entrance to the cow yard. So let's lower that, and then we can disconnect and then take the header off, and we'll go and get the corn header on. That is located just in here. Yeah, I think there's a better way to store our equipment, especially if we're going to add more stuff to it. So we kind of need to work that out. Connect that. And then I think that's all connected up, actually. Let's lift it then. Just see if it'll quickly unfold. Yes. Perfect. And this is a dedicated New Holland TX32 header. So it is the perfect header for this combine doing this job. So we'll go take this to the field, get this ready, and then yeah, next time we will just pick straight up from where we end here and start cutting into the sunflowers. So up to field 8, we'll bring the combine in here and look at this field of sunflowers raring to go as soon as they ripen, and I really am hoping they will ripen next time. They're looking pretty good, our sunflowers. Field itself is in a deep green, so it looks like we'll be able to get the sunflowers from both 8 and 6 done next time. We're then going to want to start turning around field 8 and getting the winter wheat into it as quickly as possible. So going to be a busy October here on the farm. For now, though, all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.